Hello students, welcome to another video of number theory. In previous lecture we have discussed the Euclidean algorithm, and today we are going to see one theorem on GCD. That is, in this theorem we are going to see the linear combination of GCD. First of all, the statement theorem is any two non-zero integers for any two non-zero integers a and b, any two non-zero integers a and b have unique GCD. GCD of any two non-zero integers is unique, have unique GCD, unique greatest common divisor. Suppose G, that is G is GCD of A and B, and this GCD G is unique and can be expressed, and this GCD can be expressed in the form G is equals to AX plus BY. That is GCD G is expressed as linear combination of A and B, that is AX plus BY. These XY again integers, XY are integers. Now the proof of this theorem. This proof is, we are going to prove this result similar way as division algorithm. Like division algorithm, in this proof we are going to construct another set. Let us construct the set S is equals to, set S is equals to, we are going to construct the set in which the elements are in the form Ax plus By, that is Am plus Bn. Set S is equals to Am. The elements in the set are of the form Am plus Bn, where M and N are integers, and Am plus Bn, that is integers in the set, are greater than 0, that is positive integers. In similar way, we are going to show this set is non-empty, and by using Wheeler ordering principle we can say that this set has least element, and we are going to say that number as G. Now to show this set non-empty, we have to prove there is some element in this set. We have given A and B are non-zero integers, that is A and B are either negative or positive. Since A and B are non-zero, since A and B are non-zero, therefore, so A either negative or positive, and B is again negative or positive. So we know that the square of any number, that is any negative number or positive number, is always positive. That is, for minus of A, minus A square is a positive number. Therefore, this A square is positive plus this B square is again positive. So A square plus B square is greater than 0. Addition of two positive integers, again positive integer. Since A is non-zero, either A is negative or positive. If A is negative, then A square is positive number. Similarly for B, if B is negative, then negative square is positive number. So square, this A square is positive, B square is again positive, and addition of two positive integers is again positive, that is A square plus B square is greater than 0. We write it as A square as A into A and B square as B into B, which is greater than 0. So this number, we can see that this number is of the form Am plus Bn, that is Am plus Bn. This is of the form Am plus Bn. This implies A square plus B square belongs to S. Our set S is Am plus Bn, where Mn and integers, and this Am plus Bn is greater than 0. A square plus B square is greater than 0, and this A square plus B square is integer of the form am plus bn. So a square plus b square belongs to S. Therefore set S is non-empty. Set S is non-empty. Non-empty, and all integers in this set are greater than 0. So set S is non-empty subset of positive integers. That is, we can say that non-empty subset of natural numbers. Set of natural numbers starts from 1, 2 and so on. Am plus bn is integer and greater than 0. So all integer greater than 0 is starting from 1, 2, 3 and so on. So S is non-empty subset of natural numbers. Therefore by using well ordering principle, therefore by well ordering principle, therefore by well ordering principle, we have S has least element. Set S has least element. Say suppose our G. Say G. Therefore that is G is least element of this set S, implies all the elements in the set S are either greater than or equals to G. That is G is less than or equals to Z for all Z belongs to S. S has least element, say G, that is G is the least element of our set S, implies all the remaining elements of the S are greater than or equals to G, that is G is less than or equals to Z. Now G belongs to S and G is least element. Now G belongs to S. Therefore G is least element of this set S, that is G belongs to our set S, implies G must be again in the form of am plus bn. That is, therefore G is equals to ax plus by for some x y belongs to Z. For some x y belongs to Z. So we express this G as linear combination of a and b. G is equals to ax plus by. This G is of in the form of ax plus by. Now we have to prove that this G is GCD of a and b. Our theorem says that for any two integers a and b, we have unique GCD G, that is G is GCD of a and b, and G is expressed as linear combination of a and b. Now we have to prove that G is GCD. We have proved the G is equals to ax plus by, but we have to prove that this G is GCD of a and b, and this GCD is unique. GCD is unique. Now to prove that G is GCD of a and b. Now to prove that, G is GCD of a and b. So by definition of GCD, we have two conditions. First condition is G must be common divisor of a and b, and second condition is G must be greatest among all the common divisors of a and b. So for this we prove that G is common divisor of a and b. To prove this GCD, for this we prove that G is common divisor of a and b. G is common divisor of a and b. That is G divides a and G divides b. We have to prove that G divides a and G divides b. Now we are going to prove, first of all we are going to prove G divides a. So to prove this, we are going to use the division algorithm on this G and a. Therefore applying Now applying division algorithm on G and A. Applying division algorithm on G and A. There exist integers Q and R. There exist integers Q and R such that this A is equals to G divides A implies G is smallest element and A is larger. So we are going to divide A by G. So applying division algorithm on G and A, we write A is equals to GQ plus R, where R is less than or equals to 0 is less than, 0 is less than or equals to R is less than G. 0 is less equal R is less than G. Now if R is equals to 0, then we get this G divides A. If R is, and if R not equals to 0, then what happens we will see. First of all, if R is non-zero, here we get A is equals to GQ plus R. If our R is equals to 0, then our result is proved, that is G divides A. If R is non-zero, then we see what happens. If R is non-zero, if R not equals to 0, then A is equals to GQ plus R, 0 less than R less than G. If R is non-zero, our condition is A is equals to GQ plus R, where 0 less equal R less than G. If R is equals to 0, then we are done, our result is proved. If R is non-zero, then this result becomes 0 is less than R is less than G. Now rearranging this, we get R is equals to, this implies R is equals to A minus GQ, A minus GQ, which equals A minus. So by this equation, which equation? By this equation, equation number suppose star, this equation, we have G is equals to AQ plus, AX plus BY. So putting this value of G in this equation, we get A minus G is equals to AX plus BY into Q. Now multiplying by Q, we get A minus AQX minus BQY, which is equals to, taking A common here, we get A is equals to, A into 1 minus QX and plus this B, rearranging this equation in the form B is equals to, plus B into minus QY, minus QY. Here taking A common, we get 1 minus QX, and now taking, giving minus sign to this QY, we get plus B is equals to plus B into minus QY, that is R is equals to A into some integer, 1 minus QX is again integer, minus QY is again an integer. Since this Q is integer, X is integer, and 1 is again integer, so 1 minus QX is again integer, minus QY is again integer. So B A into some X, that is A into M plus B into N. So we get R in the form, we get R in the form A M plus B N, where M is equals to 1 minus QX and N is equals to minus QY. These both belongs to Z, that is both are integers. Also our R is greater than 0, also R is greater than 0. Therefore this implies R belongs to S, since R is in the form AM plus BN and R is greater than 0, that is R is in the form of AM plus BN and R is greater than 0. So R is element of our set S. This implies R belongs to set S, but R is less than G. Here R is less than G, R is less than G, and again R is element of S. So we get an element R of the set S, and which is less than G, but G is the least element of our set S. So R is less than G and R belongs to S is contradiction, since S has least element, which is contradiction to the least element of S, which is contradiction. Which is contradiction, since G is least element of S. G is least element of S. G is least element of S. Therefore R must be equals to 0. So R is R is equals to 0. So we get A is equals to G Q. Therefore by definition of divisibility, our G divides A. Therefore by definition of divisibility, G divides A. So we get G divides A. Similarly, applying division algorithm on G and B, that is B is equals to GQ plus R, and simplifying in this manner we get G divides B. Similarly, we can prove that G divides B. Similarly, we can prove that G divides B. Therefore, we get G as common divisor of A and B, that is G is common divisor of A and B. G is common divisor of A and B. Now it's remain to prove the G is greatest among all the common divisors of A and B. Now suppose there exists another common divisor of A and B. Suppose there exists another common divisor. Suppose C of A and B, that is C divides A and C divides B. C divides A and C divides B. Now we have to prove that this C divides G, which is the second condition of our definition of GCD. This is the definition of greatest common divisor. Definition of greatest common divisor. First condition is G is common divisor of A and B, and the second condition is G is greatest among all the common divisors. That is, if there exists any other common divisor of A and B, then that common divisor must divide our G. So G is greatest. Now we have supposed there exists another common divisor C of A and B, that is C divides A and C divides B. Now by definition of divisibility, since C divides A and C divides B, we can use the definition of divisibility here and here. Now by definition of divisibility, therefore by definition of divisibility, by definition of divisibility, there exist integers. Suppose k1 and k2, such that A is equals to, since C divides A, so using definition of divisibility here, we get A is equals to C k1 and B is equals to C k2. A is equals to C k1 and B is equals to C k2, but G is equals to Ax plus By, this equation, we have derived this equation g is equals to ax plus by. So, g is equals to x plus by, and putting the values of a and b here, we get a is equals to ck1 into this x plus b is equals to ck2 into y, which is equals to ck1x plus ck2 y, ck1x plus ck2 y. Taking c common, we get c is into k1x plus k2 y, which is equals to c into some k dash, where k dash, that is k prime, where k prime is equals to k1x plus k2y, and which is an integer, since k1 k2 are integers, x and y are again integers. So, this k1x plus k2y is an integer. So, we get g is equals to c into some integer k prime. This implies c divides g by definition of divisibility. This implies c divides g. This is by using definition of divisibility, by using definition of divisibility. By using definition of divisibility, this implies g is GCD of a and b, since g is common divisor and g is greatest among all the common divisors, implies g is GCD of a and b, that is g is GCD of a and b. In this proof, till now we have seen the g is equals to ax plus by, that is g is expressed as linear combination of a and b, and g is GCD of a and b. Now, it is remain to prove that statement of our theorem is any two non-zero integers a and b have unique GCD. G is equals to a b, that is g is GCD of a and b, and it can be expressed in the form ax plus by. So, we have expressed g as ax plus by and proved that g is GCD of a and b. Now, it is relevant to prove that this GCD of a and b, that is g is unique, GCD of a and b is unique. Now, to prove that uniqueness of, now to prove the uniqueness of g, now uniqueness of g, uniqueness of g. Suppose there exists another GCD g prime of a and b. Similarly, we have proved the uniqueness of q and r in division algorithm by taking two pairs of q and r, and here we are going to prove the uniqueness of g by taking some another GCD g prime. That is, suppose this g prime is another GCD of a and b, GCD of a and b. This implies g prime is common divisor. The first condition of GCD is GCD must be, first of all, must be common divisor, that is g prime is GCD. So, g prime must be common divisor of a and b. G prime is common divisor of a and b. G prime is common divisor of a and b, that is g prime divides a and g prime divides b, g prime divides a and g prime divides b. This implies, since g prime is common divisor of a and b and g is GCD of a and b, you are getting it. If this g prime is common divisor of a and b, and already we have seen the g is GCD of a and b. So, g must be greatest among all the common divisors. This g prime is common divisor and g is GCD. So, this g prime must divide g, that is, this implies g prime divides g. The reason behind this is since G is GCD. Every common divisor of A and B must divide GCD. So now we get the equation, suppose this is the equation 1. We have to prove the uniqueness of G. If G prime is another GCD, then G prime must be equals to G. So to prove G is equals to G prime, we are going to prove G prime divides G and G divides G prime. From these two we get G is equals to G prime. First of all, we have proved the G prime divides G. Now since G is GCD, since G is GCD of A and B, GCD of A and B, this implies G is common divisor of A and B. Every greatest common divisor first of all is common divisor. So G is common divisor of A and B, that is G divides A and G divides B. Common divisor, that is G divides A and G divides B. Now we have supposed G prime is GCD of A and B. So G prime is GCD and G is common divisor. G is common divisor of A and B and G prime is GCD. So G must divide G prime. This implies G divides G prime, since G prime is GCD A and B. Equation number 2. To get first equation, we have considered G prime as common divisor and G is GCD. And now to get second equation, we have considered G is common divisor and G prime is greatest common divisor. Therefore, from equation 1 and 2 we get, therefore from equations 1 and 2, from equations 1 and 2 we get G prime divides G and G divides G prime. This implies G is equals to plus or minus G prime. This result we have seen in the second video, and I think from that 6 statements, this is the fifth statement is, if A divides B and B divides A, then A is equals to plus or minus B. This is the standard result. The result behind this is by using if A divides B and B divides A, then A is equals to plus or minus B. By using this result, we get G is equals to plus or minus G prime, but GCD is never negative, but GCD is always positive. Therefore, G is equals to G prime. Hence, G is unique. Hence, the proof. Hence, the proof. Just overlook this theorem again. Our statement of the theorem is, any two non-zero integers A and B have unique GCD G, and that GCD can be expressed as linear combination of GCD can be expressed as linear combination of A and B, that is G is equals to, that is if G is GCD of A and B, then G is equals to Ax plus By for X and Y are integers. To prove this result, we have considered the set S. Set is of the form Am plus Bn. To consider this set, we have to take the elements in the set S as Am plus Bn, and the Am plus Bn must be greater than 0, that is the set of positive integers, subset of positive integers. Now To prove this result, we use the well ordering principle. To use well ordering principle, the condition of well ordering principle is our set S must be non-empty set of positive integers. To prove this set is non-empty, we take a square plus b square greater than 0. Since our integers a and b are non-zero integers, non-zero, and we know that the square of any negative number or any positive number is again positive. So a square plus b square is positive number, and a square plus b square is of the form am plus bn, since a square is equals to a into a and b square is equals to b into b. So this number looks like am plus bn. So a square plus b square is of the form am plus bn, and am plus bn, that is this element is greater than 0, since square of the any summation of any two squares is again positive number. So this greater than 0 implies a square plus b square belongs to S. So S is non-empty, and using by well ordering principle we get this set S has least element, and we say that element as G, and G is least element. So all the other elements are greater than or equals to G, and G is least element of S implies G belongs to S, and elements of S are of the form am plus bn, that is G is equals to ax plus by for some xy belongs to Z. So we get G as linear combination of A and B, but we have to prove this G is GCD of A and B. To prove GCD, we have to prove that G is common divisor and G is greatest among all the common divisors. To prove G is common divisor, that is to prove G divides A and G divides B. First of all, we have proved G divides A. To prove this G divides A, we use division algorithm on A and G, and we get A is equals to GQ plus R, 0 less equal R less than R, that is R is either equals to 0 or greater than 0. If R is non-zero, that is R not equals to 0, then we get contradiction, and contradiction to G is least element. So R must be 0. If R is 0, then we get A is equals to GQ, and by definition of divisibility we get G divides A. Similarly, we can prove that G divides B. So we get G as common divisor of A and B. So we get G is common divisor of A and B, and to prove G is greatest among all the common divisor, we consider C as another common divisor of A and B. C as another common divisor of A and B, that is C divides A and C divides B, that is C is common divisor of A and B. So by using definition on these two, C divides A and C divides B, using definition of divisibility, we get two integers k1 and k2, and putting the values of A is equals to ck1, B is equals to ck2 in linear combination of G, that is G is equals to x plus by. So we get ck1x, ck2y, and taking C common we get C divides G, that is our common divisor of A and B. Any arbitrary common divisor of A and B, that is C is arbitrary common divisor of A and B. So C divides G, we get G is greatest among all the common divisors, implies G is common divisor and G is greatest. So G is greatest common divisor of A and B. Now to prove uniqueness of G, we consider another integer, that is G prime is GCD, and to prove this G and G prime are equal, we prove G divides G prime and G prime divides G. To prove G prime divides G, we consider G as common divisor and G prime as common divisor and G is GCD, and to show G divides G prime, we consider G as common divisor and G prime as greatest common divisor. So from this equation and using the result A divides B and B divides A, then B is equals to A is equals to plus or minus B, we get G is equals to plus or minus G prime. Using this result we get G is equals to plus or minus G prime, but our GCD is never negative, that is GCD is always positive, we get G is equals to G prime, hence the proof.